Good morning. It's September 1st, 2013, and this is going to be sort of a blog post. And you people don't really find it, I don't think, all that interesting, but something I'm going to do anyway, or that I have been doing for a long time. That doesn't make it smart on my part. Problem is, when I do a blog post like this, I throw a bunch of items in there, then I have no idea where I said what, and makes it difficult. The best thing would be for me to make a 5-minute video or less on specifically one topic, and then I could tag it and label it, and then I'd know where it was, and you'd know what it was, and save yourself some time. But this is going to be sort of a blog post. I've been blogging since 1982. And if you were to come and look at my blog, you might come at some point. Back a few years ago, there was a reviewer who reviewed my blog, and he said that it was interesting, but that I talked about family matters and children and all that, and that's all I talked about. If you were to come and look at my blog, now you'd probably say, well, all he talks about is politics, It just depends on whatever I'm interested in at the time. So you just never know. But this is going to be sort of a video blog post. I'm looking at my blog, by the way. I've been commenting on my blog in a bunch of different posts about Chief Mark Kessler. There in Pennsylvania, and that entire situation. And I posted some of his videos also. I've been interested in that entire situation. I commented on my blog that I have ordered a remote microphone for my ham radio. It's a remote microphone and a remote speaker on one of those cords, that I can clip on my shirt or something, which will probably pull my shirt down or something. The reason I did it was after I get that in, and maybe next month when I have some extra money, then I can order a GPS unit that goes into the remote mic, and then this will be it does APRS, but it does not have a built-in GPS unit, so I'm going to be taking care of that. I'm waiting for the remote mic to come Tuesday. I've talked about the Syrian situation, and I really don't know what to say about it or what to do about it, or it's just, which, you know me, I'm not usually indecisive. I usually have an opinion on everything. And for the first Gulf, or for not the first Gulf, for the Gulf War, I blogged about that in the very beginning, before the war started, and I was 100% right on everything. I said we shouldn't be going in there. I said countries in the region should take care of it, and on every point I was correct, and I had an opinion. Some of them were a different opinion. I said, just let them divide the country up into different, regions. And then when the war started, as it was happening, I was correct about everything. And now, so I mean, I'm opinionated and not afraid to express it on this Syrian situation. I don't know what in the world. I mean, it's just a mess. So I've been blogging about that. Here's 2 blog posts right in the way about this. Right in the way, or about Chief Mark Kessler. Let's see. I've got over 1,000 YouTube subscribers, and my videos have been viewed over 500,000 times. But I'm not one of the biggies on this YouTube thing, of course. I make about $20 a month from YouTube videos being watched. Some people, and it's people that I was making videos before they were, and there are people who I have watched who are making, they're making a living out of doing it. So I blogged about a Sands 11-year-old son having a Facebook page and whatever. That was really interesting. Looking here at the, okay, that's enough of that. Real quick, let me pull up CNN here. Signs of sarin use. That's interesting about that situation in Florida with the a home for reform school for kids in Florida there, where all the bodies are being, not all the bodies, but a bunch of bodies are being dug up to investigate it or whatever. When that came out, I think I was living in Florida at that time when first heard about that. What did I want? There was something I wanted to say, and this wasn't it. So let me close my blog because that's distracting me. I just had some apple pie and it was really good. So that was my breakfast. But I've got a TV dinner in the oven. I haven't taken my morning medications yet. I've been screwing with my medications because I'm tired all the time. I'm totally exhausted all the time. It started when I started first. Unfortunately, I never took any medications in my entire life. I wouldn't take anything. I didn't take aspirin. And then a few years ago, I had to start taking blood pressure medication and prostate medication. And I started taking them at the same time. And now, I'm totally exhausted all the time. Just super tired, super weak, dizzy. I feel faint. So I've been messing with my medications, trying to myself, and trying to cut back some on the medication to see if I can get back where I can have a life that's worth living. I started out life a Pepsi Cola drinker, but when I got married at age 26, at first, she drank Coke. So we had to, have Coke in for her, had to have Pepsi in for me. So I just switched to Coca-Cola. Been drinking Coca-Cola all my life. I don't drink water. Of course, I put ice in the, and I consider that water. So diet drinks, I cannot drink diet drinks. Yuck. It has a kind of don't you think it has a taste like metal or something? So I've been drinking Coca-Cola. They came out with Coke Zero. And I thought, and I guess Coke Zero is zero something. I don't know who cares. So I thought that's going to take, but I don't notice any difference. So I started drinking Coke Zero. And now I'm addicted to caffeine. If I don't have caffeine, I get physically sick. I go into withdrawal. Back when I was like 20 years old or whatever, I went to welding school in Cleveland, Ohio, and there was a strike of drivers that deliver soft drinks or something. I don't drink, but I went to a bar because the guy that owned the bar drove out of the area and came back with, Coke or Pepsi or something for, his drinks or whatever. So I made it a point to eat in his bar, and got my Cokes that way. So because I had to have Coke. Uh, Coke has now come out with Coke Zero caffeine free, and it tastes the same to me. And what I've started doing is I'll drink the regular Coke with the caffeine, Coke Zero with the caffeine in it, up till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I switch to Coke caffeine free. Of course, sometimes I run out of one of them, but my son, the last week or whatever, he was going to the Walgreens. I want to know if I needed something. I said, could you get me a Coke Zero caffeine free? Well, he came back. I didn't know they had it. He came back with Coke Zero Diet. Gross. Couldn't drink it. So anyway, that's if you're addicted to caffeine. Now, I should get off of the caffeine, but this is what I'm doing right now. So anyway, don't watch this. I guess I can't tell you at the end not to watch it. I'll tell you in the text underneath, maybe don't watch this. Not that interesting, but anyway, thanks for watching.